being a good wrestler, like anything, being successful in life takes a lot of hard work. Great thing about wrestling is what you put into it, you get out of it. If you're willing to put forth that 100% effort every practice, then you know what? If you kick your own butt in practice, hopefully you'll kick somebody else's butt when you get out on the mat. And that was always my philosophy. I came into the practice room ready to give it 100%. And it's really hard too when you're dead tired. Now that I'm coaching, I tell all my kids, what do you do when you get tired? And they all scream, you go harder. I'm like, that's right, you go harder. And it's a really hard thing to do. There's a lot of people who quit when they get tired. When they're tired and the third period's rolling around, they're able to push through it. And it takes a lot of hard work and preparation to be able to get yourselves mentally prepared to do that. Practice is definitely the hardest part of wrestling. It's definitely not the most fun part. It's fun to be out there competing, but being in the practice room with nobody to watch you, where you just test yourself time after time after time, when you're dead tired and you have to do that 50-second push-up, you can either cheat and go halfway or you can go the whole way. And whether you go halfway or the whole way might make a difference in a match. And if you never challenge yourself in the practice room, you're never going to be able to overcome those challenges in a match. If you have a tough guy out in competition, hopefully you're prepared for him because you challenge yourself. Your two toughest opponents are pain and they're tired. If you can beat pain and tired, you're going to be able to beat anyone in the country, because when you're hurt, it's hard to stay focused and it's hard to push yourself. Or, if you're tired too, and a lot of people in America wake up exhausted and they don't want to go to work and they're relying on coffee and energy drinks to get them through. But, the wrestlers, he's got to suck it up and he's got to make it through that practice, and it's really hard to do that. Strength is a big factor in wrestling. I grew up on a farm, so I always had that farm boy strength, and throwing hay bales and splitting wood definitely helped me develop my strength when I was younger. But now that I'm at college, I'm lifting a lot and trying to stay in shape. Just like flexibility, strength is a big part of wrestling. I obviously think the biggest thing is your mind. If you can build the strength in your mind, that's where it's all at. Your muscles can be huge, and you can be able to lift a truck, but if you can't push yourself in your mind, if you can't get past tired, if you can't get past pain, you're never gonna get that hand raised. You got to be able to build strength in your mind and build strength in your body. And of course, there's tons of different ways to go in both of those things. Wrestling's a total body workout. When you get off the mat, you're not sure what hurts because everything's in pain. The forearms burn, the face hurts, the legs are exhausted, and your arms are tired, your core's tired. Everything's tired. So to be a good wrestler, you got to really train all parts of your body. I make fun of some guys because they only lift upper body. Their arms are as big as their legs, and we call those guys muscle heads. But so you can't be a muscle head in wrestling. You really gotta be strong, but you also have to have that flexibility. So it's tough being a wrestler. You can't just lift. You gotta stretch. You can't just stretch. You gotta condition. You can't just condition. You gotta train yourself mentally. You gotta do everything in your power to really control your whole entire body, and that includes your mind. And that includes, your muscles and your physical appearance as well. Conditioning is a huge part of wrestling. Matches are won and lost on conditioning. If you can get a guy tired, you can really rack up some points pretty quickly. And conditioning can be developed. A couple of my favorite ways are sprints are great. I think swimming, sprints, back and forth down the pool. Long distance stuff is really for kind of weight loss, but short distance stuff and quick hard lifts with not much rest in between, lightweight, a lot of reps. I think that combination of lifting, sprinting, swimming, and all sorts of plyometric workouts. But the best way to build condition for wrestling is really to get in the room and wrestle live. But not just wrestle live. When you wrestle live, you really got to push yourself as hard as you can. When guys get tired, they tend not to push themselves as hard as they should. And that was something I always did, is I just pushed through tired. When I got tired, I tried harder. When I tried harder, I failed more. Because I failed more, I was able to get better. Because the ones that succeed the most, they fail the most because they tried the most. And I think I had a lot of success because I wasn't afraid to fail in practice. I'd rather fail in here and win out in the match than win in here and fail out in the match. So if you're looking for a challenge and you're not scared to find out who you really are, I think wrestling's a sport for you. Wrestling's really a character testing sport. You find out who you are when Nothing tests you like getting your butt kicked. Humility is something a lot of people in society lack, and wrestling is definitely a humbling sport. When you just get beat up and really manhandled, it's not fun for any guy, especially with our egos, to get manhandled. Wrestling's great. It'll make you a better person. It's made me a better person in so many ways. It's taught me not to quit when I get tired. It's taught me how to be determined to, even a greater extent than most people are. It's taught me how to control my mind and think positive thoughts when things aren't going well. If you really want to just see who you are and see how much, if you like the challenge, I definitely suggest wrestling. It's definitely the toughest sport there is.